Okay. So, down with this. And time to share. So, and there we are. Okay, sound will be a challenge because I really don't know how to balance it right. But sound is always a challenge. Okay. Time to write some text onto the screen. Hmm? There we go. was bad. I thought if I made a coffee, there would be some people there. Oof. Is everybody playing the Splatfest? Is that why nobody is here? Is everybody playing Splatoon? Or Sonic? Did I? Oh, hi, Maddie! I was worried that I'd ended up in the void. In the Splatoon void. Hey, Alpha Durst! Oh, there are people here! Okay, I'm glad. So yeah, I got my latte. Turning off that now. I got my latte. Hi, guys. How are you, folks? How are you, my gamers, base and N-base? I was waiting warmly. Oh, that's so sweet. Thanks. Oh, let's see. So, what will we do today? First of all, tech check. I need to know if, like, the visual novel, the VN, is, can you hear the music? And then, can you hear me? Is my mic cracking? Can you read the text on screen? The thing is, like, my professor, after the last stream, I saw that my professor actually gave feedback for last week. And I want to make sure that, like, I take into account everything he said, because he said that, like, there seemed to be technical issues on his end. So, I put the router, my internet VLAN router somewhere where it might get a better flow of energy. Energy? Oh, the energy is so strong. Where it might get better data flow. I put it in a higher position. I made sure that I had everything set. I can't do much about my shit lighting, as it's always been shit. I rebalanced the audio. Is my mic cracking? Do I sound like human? You have your headset now. That is great. Okay, let me just look at the feedback that I got from my professor again, just to make. Well, I don't think he's a professor actually. I think he's just a lecturer. I don't actually know. I'm sorry, Mr. Pernager. I am so bad at like knowing who is what at the university. Please forgive me. Anyway, Princess Madeline, also I don't remember your mic ever cracking. Yes, but it goes in as high as it... My audio was always fine on your end? Interesting. So, let me just check real quick. So, I will probably, write... Yeah, I'll do this one. I'll definitely do this one. And I might do that one. I'm just checking out like all the optional tasks. It's not like I need the credits for this course, but I like this course. I want to participate. I've just had a lot of stuff on my plate lately, so I think my activity has gone down in our Moodle platform, which is a shame. I don't want it to go down. So let me see what the prof had to say last time. So yeah, image quality, smudged image. I don't think that the image seems to be fine right now on my end. If anything is wrong with the image, please tell me. The fact that I wasn't a Genki. Yeah, a lot has been going on my end. My energy has been down, but I think I'm reasonably cheery today, especially after the Puyo stream. The Puyo stream I had. Was it yesterday? I can't remember. God, my brain is made of holes. But yeah, after that Puyo stream I had, my mood is specifically up, so I should be doing better now. The other thing is, like, he pointed out something I forgot that we had. There's a vocabulary list for this thing online, for this entire visual novel, so I keep struggling with vocabulary that I technically could just look up at the vocabulary list, so I think I'll put this out. So, by the way, so he also pointed out, like, a bunch of stuff that I mistranslated last week. So I'll make sure to explain this now. So, firstly, yeah, this one wasn't a mistranslation, this was just me stumbling over my words. Somehow you managed to stumble over the very first line for last week. Our pace dropped to a fraction of 1. Yeah, that is what I was trying to translate, but there with that line. My words, my mouth was not working is what happened there. So that wasn't me mistranslating, that was me, my line. Then, yeah, I mistranslated that I said Philia had doubts, but with the beetle, when she was like looking at the beetle, no, she was completely trusting, yeah. That was a mistranslation on my end. And after the deer incident, Philia is being extremely diligent about procuring food that does not involve shooting Bambi. So, yeah, I kind of like fumbled up at that point. And then, yeah, this is one thing too, that was just me completely stumbling over Jude's narration. If there are people in the city, they will have to consider the likelihood of being attacked by them. If there are no people in the city, the question is why. Something really dangerous must be there if people are actively avoiding it. Yeah, that was like what they were trying to avoid, to talk about before they entered the city last week, in our sessions last week. But my brain was just fried by Jude's vocabulary, which would have been easier if I had considered the vocabulary list, which I did not. Rip on my part. So, yeah, that I think I actually got that one right. The reason Jude can't scan the city isn't that it is too active, it's that the whole thing has a particular electromagnetic properties. Yeah, we talked about the electromagnetic properties, so I'm pretty sure I actually did get that one. Yeah, there was a lot of stumbling, a lot of me just kind of stumbling over my words last week. And also in the last stream, I know that I got a few things wrong in last stream. Like one that jumps out to me right away is that I accidentally translated during the ceremony where they were trying to make Philia unable to run away. I accidentally translated it as them trying to behead her, which was bullshit, because I realized this literally one line later. The word that they used was ashikubi. Now, kubi would mean head or neck, but I somehow completely ignored that it is ashikubi, because ashi is leg, and the neck of the leg is Japanese for the knee. They weren't striking at her neck, they were striking at her knees. And I don't know how I managed to fumble that up. So yeah, it wasn't about beheading, it was always about them striking her legs. Which we saw because, yeah, we saw the results. She currently has one crushed leg. So yeah, that was going on there. There were a few other things where I kind of stumbled over my words, but this is the one that, like, the really big one that jumps out to me. But in my defense, this was after like 20 minutes of headshots. I think after 20 minutes of headshots, I'm allowed to stumble a little bit. So, I think with that we should be ready to go back to the reading for today. I don't think there's that much left for today. But I'll just look again which line. So, we are at fragment 5. And our last line today is yeah. From that here's another. Okay, let me kill the bot. Killed the bot. So, bot is dead. So, Princess Madeline, I mean, I've never been able to read in-story text, but that's more of a language barrier than a tech issue. That is fair. Yeah, between the overt slaughter and fucked up sequence, it's pretty easy to get rattled. I was a little rattled, yeah, it was. Holy hell. We need to talk about, like, the portrayal of these people. Because on the one hand, you guys pointed out that it was, like, the whole, like, native people's imagery. But on the other hand, those people were the same ethnicity as Jude. They were under different ethnicity. So that was what was portrayed here, was that these people, and it's not that they like are a native people or anything, it's just that there is like a cultural difference here. Their culture split off from his culture. So I will have to make a forum thread about that, I think, because I find that fascinating. Anyway, the last line we will have to read today is, from there on out, we once again went to a different building through a connecting passageway. So I don't think it will be too much more to read, because it means we're not leaving the city today. We're going to be staying in the city for the rest of the day. So let's see how much there's even left. This might be a short stream. That's why I'm happy that I have you, Maddie. You're like the only person who has not left me for Splatoon tonight. To be fair, I would also be streaming Splatoon if I didn't in other circumstances. So, let's do this. Load. Maddie in the chat, I kept getting bullied in Splatoon. Which team are you on in Splatoon, in the Splatfest? I'm in Team Grass, because Bulbasaur, supremacy. But I'm also like, I don't feel too strongly about it, because I also like a lot of water and fire starters. Cool! Team Fire is doing good. All the teams are doing good so far, I think. Pumpkin spice latte, my beloved. So, let's continue. After 27 minutes. So. Welcome Intruder is the chapter. So let's do this. Princess Madeline, long lobbies are fine. That's good. Thank you for saying that. That makes me a little more relaxed about this, because I took a lot of time to set up the stream. But I think it's partially also because it took a while for people to join. I hoisted Philia's body into I don't know the English word right now. Help! Okay, I hoisted Philia's body into an the apron type stretcher, and fixed it there. Hang on. There's a term here that I don't know. I'll use the vocabulary list more extensively starting next week. I'll use the vocabulary list more extensively starting next week. I've been not. I didn't have the time to prepare it this week, but starting next week, everything will go more smoothly, because now I am aware of the existence of the immortal Lord vocabulary list, who has been pleading to aid me, and I have ignored his pleas. Okay. This way she wouldn't interfere with my backpack, and I would still be able to shoot my gun. Okay, another term that I want to translate first, before I read it out, but I know what it says. That's the most important thing. Okay. If I had to transport an object for a long way for a long way, it wouldn't quite work this way. But Philia's fairly light, so this shouldn't. So I knew it wouldn't be a problem. Is what I'm saying. But even so, I still had to use my entire my entire strength. But even so, this meant. Is what I'm saying. But even so, this meant that I wouldn't be able to run at my full speed. All right, let's go. I had stopped worrying about the people around us. Oh wait, no, that's not it. Not K. I read Shinpai, but this is Keihai. Okay. There were no longer any. I could no longer feel any people around us. Yeah, the thing with Japanese is they talk about feeling people a lot, or feeling. There's a lot like I can feel somebody around me. I can feel animals around me. You know this, and the thing is like we wouldn't say this in English or in German. But in Japanese, this is a sort of these are the sort of expressions that are used a whole lot. So yeah, I could no longer sense any people around us. Feeling a presence, yeah. However, I knew that they had just hidden somewhere else. Waiting for me to approach. Hi, Ilu! Wait. I don't have my terminal! When I checked its position, when I checked the other terminal's position from my own, I could see that it was moving far away from us from a position that was a little far from us. So basically somebody is carrying it who's running away from them. They stole it from you. I should have expected that this would happen. My terminal! I'm getting you another one later. We should give up on this one. Coming back the way that I came would have been a little too risky. I decided that we should destroy one of the walls here and try to climb down from there on. The grenade opened a hole for me. Oh, and so much good music! I'm sorry, I'm jamming. I love the music. I hope this gets an anime adaptation. This music would work so well in an anime. I need the soundtrack. I need the sound. Amazon, tell me this is the soundtrack on sale. Sorry for the stun lock. I'm very sorry for the stun lock, but I need the soundtrack. I don't even have money for it. But I need it. Princess Madeline climbing down a building with a child on your back. It's not on his back, it's in front of him. But yeah, seriously, dude. Oh, we're back at the battle music now. Okay, I'm checking the soundtrack later. The grenade opened a hole for us. And I threw out a rope in order to climb down. Oh. And when I surveyed the area to see, looked over the area to see if it was safe to throw a rope down, I saw underneath that I see man gathered underneath us. I saw Princess Madeline. Oh, now I can hear it. It's back, yes. But it had a different intro this time. God, the music is so good. The moment they spotted me, they used an outside staircase in order to climb up to our position. There's still more of them! There were so many. This tribe was a lot bigger than I had expected. Did you think you Jude thought he committed genocide, but he didn't commit a whole genocide, just like a little genocide. Will YouTube block the stream for me using the G word? Oh, whatever. At this rate, it wouldn't matter how many shots I fired off. It would never be enough. It didn't seem like I would even have the time to try and climb down before they had the chance to reach us. You've got to be kidding me! Princess Madeline, this man is a maniac! I have to agree with you. I shot a few bullets down and then ran away. What are we doing now? We need to retreat. This place is not safe. Ah! I love this illustration. This is a nice illustration. I had a map. I know that you have a map, Jude. I tried to connect to the network infrastructure of the city. I should have done this right after entering the first building. I hadn't thought of it. Oh no, she's hacking! Okay, look, okay. My translation was even wronger than I thought. Look at her leg. It wasn't the knee, it was the ankle. Okay, Ashikubi is ankle. Why didn't I look this up? Why was it too prideful to look up the word Ashikubi? Okay, let me check again, just to be sure that it really is ankle, but like, judged by the illustration, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, it's ankle. Ashikubi is ankle. I am dumb. I just should have checked that right away. I can't always assume that I can so sense what a word means because I know the kanji. I should trust my Lord and Savior word list and the other Lord and Savior dictionary. Anyway, let's continue. Okay, I need to translate a word here. I spaced out while writing. Okay. Oh, I get it! Using the expansions that I was using for my blog. Oh, using expansions. Oh, using business expansions that I had, I was able to connect easily, just as I expected. Obviously. Obviously, I could. If they didn't have this feature installed in the infrastructure here, outside visitors would not have been able to use the network. on the screen I could see several guiding paths that I hadn't noticed before, floating before my vision. Elo in the chat, and this is why you check when you're not 100% sure. I know, I am proud of my Japanese skills, so I always want to do it all like single-handedly without looking up words. But I know that's not how it works. Hi, Amethyst! I can say that I'm learning a lot from this. Oh! If I had... Oh, I get... Oh, guiding line... He means actual guiding lines. Oh. If I hadn't known about this, I would have thought that these drawings on the wall were just that, drawings. But apparently they were encoded with digital information that that you could view with an overlay, with the overlay provided by the network. So basically he has like an AR on now, because he's connected to the infrastructure of the city now. He has an AR on now that like, kind of like amiibo cards on the 3DS. Basically when it detects certain signs that are drawn on the walls, it gives you information of where you currently are, guiding posts and all that. So now he can orientate himself better. That is cool. Elo in the chat, overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. I mean, you're right. Francis Madeline, dramatic escape sequence, yes. Emerson says the escape from what? There are some, like, people living in a tribe-like community here who were trying to keep Philia as a slave for unsavory purposes. So they crushed, like, one of her ankles so she wouldn't be able to walk. And they wanted to do the same to her second ankle, but Chute came in time. And now they're trying to escape. Yes, Amethyst. O is the right response. Hang on. Oh, the reality was overlapping with the augmented reality layers. On the walls I could see informations about my surroundings. In the space I saw as countless objects on sale being advertised. He's getting thousands, hundreds of year old advertising in his vision now. And on the ceiling I could see flight informations for travelers and the likes. God, this sounds like a web 3, like Google Glass. Princess Madeline, true hell. This sounds like Google Glass. So much useless information that he just wants to get out of here. I found a bully. I found a. I found a bulletin board. And downloaded the guiding data from the information tag. Oh, by the way, I mistranslated something earlier. I just realized it. Hang on. Let me explain what I mistranslated just earlier. Hi, Mary! Let me explain what I got wrong. You see, earlier, here I said, I have a map. That's not what he said. Because Iru in this context, basically you don't use the Iru that I thought it was for inanimate objects. So this isn't have. He didn't say I have a map. This Iru is a different Iru. This Iru means I need a map. So like it's like I need a map. So what he said is I need a map. I tried to connect to the city's network infrastructure. I should have done this right as soon as I entered the first building, but I didn't think of it. Using the business augmented AR expansion, I could immediately connect. Obviously, if I couldn't do that, then incoming visitors would not have been able to use the network either. On the walls I could see... not on the walls, hang on. It's like on the second go through it goes much easier. Okay, on the floors... Oh, it's on the floors. On the floors I could see guiding glyphs floating up that I had not seen up until now. If I hadn't known about this, I would have just thought that those were drawings that were there as decoration. However, those were... these actually contained digital information that was going to float up over the layer. In an overlay. I get it, an overlay. Reality was overlaying with the augmented reality layer. On the walls I could see information about my surroundings. In the space around me I could see countless advertisings for goods. On the ceiling I could see... hang on. The thing is, like, I want to know what this word means, you know? Interestingly enough, this kanji is the same kanji that Yu Narukami's name is written with. That's why I remember it so well. But I don't know what it means in this word that I'm writing right now. Okay. Oh! Okay, yeah. On the ceiling, information about oh, not information. On the ceiling, passenger planes were leisurely flying by, but why? What for? Is it just, what? Is this just decoration? Why did they program this? Oh look, it's a plane that doesn't really exist. What is going on here? Let's go on. I found the bulletin board and downloaded the information, the guiding map for the area from the information tag. Mrs. Dusty, how come no one told me Spider-Man No Way Home has some scenes shot near where I live? I'm sorry, I did not see that movie. Princess Madeline, well, in my case, I need to know where you live. No, I've never seen that movie. Same! Hang on. Yeah, we already had that word. Okay. With this, I could now clearly see the inner structure of this building. Dude, they're coming from the front they trying to corner us in? There was a T-section on the way that I had come here from. Oh. You know, not T. Yeah, I had found a T-section on the way that I'd come here from. It was path 3B, B3. The entrance may have been blocked by a barricade. However, looking closely now, I could see that the people here had used primitive materials primitive ways in order to build a gate that they could use to get through. It wasn't locked. I was able to easily open the door. Mrs. Wesley, sorry for randomly bringing up Spider-Man. My parents are watching it and paused where they recognized the location as extremely close to where I live. Oh dear. How did you not notice they were shooting close to where you live? From the way that I was heading, I could recognize my devices were giving me several readings of living beings. According to the old map I was using right now, this path should have been a passageway here that connected to another building. This is the way. I tried to use an explosive in order to cut them off from following us. Extreme measures for extreme situations, they say. Princess Madeline, you mean the map that you said a couple days ago was no longer reliable? No, Maddie, the map that he just downloaded from the city network. Remember, he literally just downloaded a map for the city. Princess Madeline, you're only calling your actions extreme now! That isn't... You are right, though. It is interesting that he finds exploding the building so much more shocking and extreme than committing a tribal genocide. Princess Madeline, oh right, I'm kinda half paying attention, go man. Are you still getting your butt handed to you in Splatoon? Maddie, no, I've stopped. Amethyst Madly, as one naturally assumes. It's okay, I know that. Today is a weird day, I know that. Amethyst, no, stay with us! Don't leave us for the sploon! Please! Eloise Jude used to be an architect. I mean, he seems really interested in architecture, so you're not even that wrong. I'm trying to make sure that I get right what he's saying here. 端末から完全な
電子制御が可能で、プレート1枚で。
Okay. Oh, I get it. I was able to control this explosive completely via my terminal, and just a single plate of it was enough in order to destroy even a huge vehicle. Monyaki. Hang on. Give me the one that I want. This is not the one that I want. Oh, is this it? Okay, I get it. I attached some of the explosives to the two doors or walls that looked somewhat thin and fragile. This is going to be loud. Sit up. Philia kept her eyes only a little open, but she couldn't say anything out loud. I found something sturdy to hide behind, and gave the signal in my range for the explosives to go off. Amethyst, I didn't say I was leaving the stream, lol. Okay, that's good. Yay! There was an incredible noise from one moment to the other. And everything around us got caught up in the power in the sheer power of the explosion and was blown away. It was only wishful thinking to think that the rubble caused by this would end up would be enough to seal off the path completely. But at very least, I've bought us some time. I went through the next hallway. It was rather dim in here. Shoot up. Hang on. Okay. The entire settlement was filled with stenches, with bad stenches. However, around here, a sweet scent was mixing in. Even if it wasn't enough to make me feel less like bathing. Wait.
Okora.
Okay, no, wait, the other way. Just enough to make me want to barf a little less. From a corner where I was getting a reading of a living being from, I saw a woman. There were tattered mattresses all around us, several of them. The expression that I was getting from this room was that it gave off the vibe of the expression of being, the impression of being some sort of hospital. There were several women sitting on the. Okay, it was not just one woman; it was several women. I overread the tachi. The women. There were several women sitting on the mattresses. All of them had rings around their necks, and the chains on the rings connected to the walls. All of them had similar wounds to the one that had just been inflicted on Philia. Oh. So those were their slaves. All of them looked at me with surprise and confusion. As I proceeded through the hallway, I heard the women yell something at me from left and right, one after the other. The chained up women yell something at me from left and right. But they were all yelling in languages I'd never heard before. Oh, it was all languages I'd never heard before, but I was able to understand a few things as I was running through. I don't know if it was because the languages were related to ones that I spoke, or if I just... Or if some of them came originally from the area that is in the hands of humanity, from the area that's in the hands of humanity, or if they... Hang on. Princess Madeline, yikes! Yeah. Hang on. I want to make sure that I got this right. If they were from a culture that has split off from ours, or if they were descended from, from my culture somehow. In any case, I ignored them all and hurried on along. Who are these people? Forget about them. If I told her who they were, she would just tell me that I had to save them. That was the very last thing I had time for right now. I followed the guidelines further along. And I finally arrived at the very edge, at the very end of the hallway. A dark grey shutter was sealing off the path ahead of us. The shutters were being sealed by controlling devices. Princess Madeline, on the one hand, there's not a lot you can do for them anyway if they all have broken ankles. But on the other hand, shoot, still sucks for just leaving them. True, true. Alright, that should do it. It required quite specific and high-level identification. The authentication was two-factor. Oh, we got two-factor authentication! Okay. That more can be. It required a two-factor authentication that would only allow through people who of specific crafts and basically people are technicians, technicians of a specific craft, or people people responsible for the administration of the building. Mary in the chat, LMAO. Yep. It took a few minutes until it would accept my master key and let us through. Just open already! What is this master key he has? Open! 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 How does the master key get through two-factor authentication? Holy hell! The electricity of the city was still rocking. Came alive. Okay. The electricity of the city came alive. Finally! The shutters screeched and squeaked as they started to open. A passageway. Princess Madeline, fancy future hacker magic. The thing is, like, somebody, like, at the very first reading assignment we did for this in the class, several people were like, "This, I don't believe this key card. This key card is ridiculous. This is a Deus Ex Machina." And at the time I was like, nah, maybe he just got it for his assignment. But no, they were right. The master key is a Deus Ex Machina. They were completely right. I am sorry, everybody in class. I did not believe you. You are completely right. Deus Ex keycard. I need to go back to that thread and just say it. Mary in the chat, keycard ex machina. Princess Madeline, it really is. Yeah. Anyway, passageway. Piro to Piro, then. Okay. It was an open air passageway that connected one of the buildings with this building with another one. From the edge, down from the edge, you could see down onto the onto the ground underneath. And there too, people from the tribe, men from the tribe had gathered. And Mrs. Leslie, I'm a water ruler now, water queen. That is cool. Hi, water queen. Mary in the chat, it's a sonic screwdriver, but the serial numbers are filed off. Does this make Jude the doctor? Does this make Jude the doctor? I crossed the passageway. If I was lucky, the shutters on the other side would already be open. Hang on. I suddenly felt a load on my lower body, and my walk was cut off. Wait, is it cut off or something else? Yeah, obstructing my walk, obstructing my ability to walk. Oh, it's the girl! It is another girl. A little girl was clinging to my leg. It's her! Oh, it is that girl! Can she run with us? Can she come with us and run away? Princess Madeline, she's even smaller than Philia. Save her! Oh dear! In the eyes of the girl, I could see nothing but hatred for me. Maybe all Philia saw was a poor little girl who needed saving. But the girl herself definitely had a different opinion regarding this. Princess Madeline, no, this game's gonna make her feral. Yep, there it is. I don't think she's feral. I think she's angry because he just, like, gunned down half her family. Probably. That's not feral. That's just being angry. Also, that was my notification sound on my phone, not from you guys, just so you know. As young as she is, she too was a member of this tribe. She was trying to make me stop running away from the warriors because I was the enemy. Hey, will you come with us? We've got food, you know. You're going to be safe with us, okay? Okay? I don't think she speaks your language. It's no use. She's just trying to hinder us. No, I don't think she... I shook her off my leg with force. She fell down to the floor and tumbled, letting out a little scream. Wait, no, wait. Let me see. Musamera. Okay, no, it's differently. She tumbled to the floor. However, she immediately came leaping up again with a little shriek. Philia is like, "What's wrong? You don't need to be scared of us." Okay. The girl didn't put any stocks in Philia's words. She put all the force she had in her into her arms. It seemed as if she was ready to sacrifice herself if it meant keeping me from running away. Just that moment, man who had been climbing up from underneath arrived, flooded into the pathway. I shot. One after the other, they fell. On and on and on. As they kept, and the next ones kept moving in, on and on. Emphasis does he protect the small. I mean, I agree. And like, the thing is, he's not shooting the little girl, at least, for now. It just had no end. There just was no end to it. I have no choice. Oh no! 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 I jinxed it! I jinxed it! Oh no! I should just shut my mouth! Why is he like this? I mean, I get it. He doesn't want to die, but oh dear. I pointed the barrel of my gun at the shoulder of the girl that was coiling around my leg. Princess Madeline, this is Jude's fault, not yours, Daddy. Thank you. Stop it! Philia bit into my arm! That put through off my aim. Philia bit his arm! Hey! I shot nothing. Into nothing. The bullet just hit the floor. And was wasted. Don't kill her! She was out of her mind and struggling against me. I wouldn't be able to use the gun like this. Cut the shit out! Amo eso, yo. Yamu eso. Okay, what is Yamu no o eso? Yamu. Okay. Out of other options, I lifted the barrel of the gun high up and struck it down with a powerful blow at the shoulder of the girl. And struck the iron backside of it down onto the shoulder of the girl. When she saw this, Philia once again, hang on. Philia once again screamed in protest. The girl left out a shot scream too. And then collapsed down onto the floor. Okay, and squat down onto the floor. Amethyst, let's go, Philia. Yeah. Okay, clavicle. What's a clavicle? I should starting next week, I am looking at the list. I might have ended up breaking her collarbone. Oh dear. But I don't care. I might have ended up breaking her collarbone, but I don't care. Amazing. Shoot! I left the girl back glaring at us and crossed the pathway. Princess Madeline, our hero, ladies and gentlemen. Mrs. Leslie, not so. Let's go. Yeah. I leapt into the building on the other side of the path. And kept shooting in the direction of the man that kept following us. As I used my terminal to control the shutters. With the thick metal doors came down with a screech. Just a moment before they closed. I had attached all the explosive, plates of explosive that I had still left on the other side of it. I had to get away from here now. The moment when I thought that the shutters must have closed, I let it explode. Yeah, that's just Philia screaming. Hang on. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what I thought. There was a noise so great that it could have shattered one's eardrums. When you're looking back, I could see that half of the passageway to this side had completely collapsed. What? What just happened? Okay. Angry shouts and screams of terror reached us faintly. It seemed that that made it seem that just as many people as we heard screaming must have died. Or wounded. Died or wounded. that the destruction I had wrought was on quite a scale. You don't say! Okay, I need to look this again. Oh. It was very thorough. I had been very thorough. Okay, yeah, closed space. Okay, explosives. Using explosives in a closed space increases the power manifold. Oh, I didn't know that. Princess Madeline, yeah, we kinda noticed. Shoot! That should have bought us a lot of time. This is our chance. Philia is holy frick. This girl is not going to sleep tonight. I proceeded through the hallway. It didn't feel like anybody was following us. It seemed like we would be able to get away. Okay, I changed the settings of my ocular monitor I changed the settings of the information displayed on my ocular monitor from battle to exploration. Eloise, can robot girls have nightmares? Let's find out! Oh dear. Do androids dream of electric murder? Sure. The AR layer around me. I saw many, hang on. I saw many messages aimed at visitors on the AR layer around us. Floating on the AR layer around us. Because language had changed so heavily, I wasn't able to read all of it. Right. However, it seemed that the language that I used and this language were descended from the same proto-language. So I was able to understand I was able to translate at roughly 50 to 60% of wait, no, go see. No, 1/6. Okay, 1/5 to 1/5 to 1/6 of. That's not a lot. I was able to roughly translate 1/5 to 1/6 of what was written on the terminal and could somehow gather the meaning. I mean, this is an interesting part for someone like me. This is what it would feel like for me to see something written in Swedish. I would be like, yeah, I think this is chicken, probably. Princess Madeline, 16 to 20%. Yeah, that seems about right. According to it, the underlying layer of houses had been closed off as a result of the tremors that had been detected due to the explosion. Wonderful. Had been shut off, like they were automatically sealed off. It was like a security measure is what it's saying, basically. Okay, the aisles it seemed that the aisles had been sectioned off, and it wasn't able to, and it wasn't possible to pass through some of them anymore. And I hope that this meant that none of the tribe's people were in this building. It also seemed that the only way to get out of this building was from an upper floor. This was such a strange thing. Usually evacuation orders always told them to go to the lowest floor. And not the lowest floor, but like the ground floor. But it seemed like all ways on the ground floor were actually sealed off now. It seemed like all possibilities for people to come in from the underlayer had stopped. Maybe this was part of the... Oh, okay, yeah. Maybe this was part of some sort of discrimination that had been happening against people from the lower layers, living in the lower layers. Okay, so basically the evacuation orders of the automatic system in the building are telling him to go up instead of down because the poor people live down and we don't want to evacuate people to go to the poor people. Amazing. Capitalism 101 with Jude. Princess Madeline, literal class stratification. Yeah. Well, I had no intentions of going back to the ground floor anyway, so this was suited me just fine. I had climbed up 12 floors since the one I had entered this building from. Oh, from there on, they used another passageway to get to another building. We're done here, guys! It took us 1 hour and 30 minutes, but the first 30 minutes were just me getting coffee and stun locking. So this took us 1 hour. We did it, guys! We did it, fam! We're out of this part. The SFX budget runs out. The SFX budget has officially run out. I think now I know why the teacher said the SFX budget runs out is because we didn't hear the people scream. They didn't even put any screams in there. We already caught up. We're done for the week. So, shall we do our recap for the week and our analysis? Are you all ready, guys? As I have some more coffee. Princess Madeline, so this was a lot. Mary, yep. Amethyst Leslie, let's do it. Good. So, we started last week. We started this week where we left off last week, which was Jude observing Philia as she's like frozen up in place, not able to move on because she has been traumatized by the existence of spooky, scary skeletons caused by execution. We had no idea back then who executed these people, how. So, yeah, we just watched Philia and Jude set up camp inside of a building. As Jude tried to cheer Philia up, gave her something to do to cheer her up, let her observe the outside with the night vision function on her terminal, when Philia spotted a little girl sitting on the edge of the inner city. And she was very interested. She wanted to meet that girl. She wanted to talk to her. She was worried that she might be, like, poor and in need of food. And she wanted to make friends because she's Philia and she's always like this. But Jude was obviously like, nope. We're getting out of here. There's people here. And these people might be dangerous. We were leaving. Somehow, the next day, Jude manages to get them utterly lost while trying to avoid going through a gate that the people living there must have set up. There was absolutely no way to get through, so they were trying to take a detour and were going through the waterways and accidentally ended up navigating them. Jude accidentally ends up navigating them straight into the inner city, which is his fault. Completely his fault. Philia had nothing to do with that. I want to point that out. He's always like, Philia this, Philia did that wrong, Philia did that wrong, did this was. Yeah, Princess Madeline got lost in the sewer level, absolutely. But no, that was all up to him. This was and I feel like part of why this happened is because he actually was curious to check out the inner city. And else he would probably have avoided the sewer completely. He's lying to himself. He was absolutely projecting, absolutely. He's definitely lying to himself. He wanted to check this out. Philia had nothing to do with that. But then Philia ends up being baited beyond the gates of the inner city before Jude was able to open them because he was trying to do that. He was going to do that anyway. But Philia ends up getting baited in there by the little girl that she'd seen the night before. And Jude panics because even though just like moments ago he'd again assured himself, she's an object, she's my cargo, she's my cargo, she's not a person, she's my cargo, I don't want to feel anything for her, she's creepy, it makes me feel creepy that she makes me feel things for her. He immediately freaks out and like storms into the city and starts a little rampage while trying to retrieve Philia, because first he manages to like at the start he manages to capture her, to get to her, but sadly it's not enough. They capture her and he goes, "Hi Novastar, we're actually at the tail end of the stream." He goes on a little rampage to get Philia back through the doors, through the high-tech buildings with all the high-tech equipments and that have like automated security systems and everything, and he guns down everyone in his path. And like to his bit of a defense, they were very much willing to kill him because they wanted to have Philia. And they were willing to murder a guy in order to get that girl that they had set their sights on. But, like, he went extremely ape. He shot down even teenagers. And I think even women, almost unarmed women, like women with knives. He could have just thrown a smoke bomb there. He was just going ape at those people, honestly. When he reaches to where Philia is, he finds that they are holding a ceremony to disable her in order to keep her as a slave for purposes of reproductive labor. That's all I'll say. Yeah. So he shoots the priestess that is like attacking Philia's leg. Puts her on a stretcher, her right leg is shattered, so she can't, one of her legs is shattered, so she can't, her ankle, they shattered her ankle already, so she can't walk, and she needs treatment. So he, takes her onto a stretcher, and gets escaping with her. And he finally gets the bright idea, oh yeah, the internal infrastructure network should still be working. Maybe I should just, use that to navigate here without gunning down everything that moves. So he does that, and he follows, the map, while still gunning down some people. On the path, they come by an entire, like, hospital full of, like, makeshift hospital full of female slaves for reproductive labor. And Jude just gets through there as quickly as possible, so he doesn't have to explain Philia what these women are, so she doesn't cry at him to save them. But as they keep escaping, the little girl that Philia wanted to make friends with attacks them and wants to stop them because, like, not only are they like taking one of their future mommies, as it may be, away. But much more importantly, Jude just gunned down half the tribe. So she's not very happy, even if this doesn't get like any voice or whatever. We know that she's not happy. And Jude wants to, when like other people start catching up because she's hindering them, Jude wants to shoot her. Philia doesn't like that, so Philia bites him. So he can't shoot, because now she's biting him. So instead he just bashes the girl over the head with his rifle and escapes. He explodes like the bridge that they were going over, which leads to some emergency protocols activating, and as a result, the area they end up in is safe because it's sealed off from the lower layers, and they can breathe for now. Except Philia probably doesn't feel like breathing because she has just seen a first-person shooter in real life. Congratulations, Jude. Your cargo is now completely traumatized. So what have we learned today? I've just remembered I hadn't saved yet. Let's do that. You guys can start talking about what we learned today while I do that. Princess Madeline, poor Philia. Indeed. Princess Madeline, we've learned that Jude is a prick. I think we already knew that. Mary in the chat, well, this gives a new meaning to the phrase childhood trauma. Very much so. So, let me sort my thoughts about what we've just witnessed, or witnessed this week in general. Well, firstly, it's interesting to see that, like, Jude really as much as he tries to pull himself out of it, he does treat Philia as a daughter most of the time. He's not a model dad. Absolutely not a model dad. But he already treats Philia as a daughter. When she was, like, so hurt by seeing those skeletons, he did what he could to cheer her up. He gave her games to play. He made really good food for her that evening. Like, he made her, like, something really tasty so she would cheer up a little. And, like, that was nice of him. He can be nice when he tries to, but he was not nice for most of this. Another thing that I find really interesting is just, like, the fact that it was not Philia's fault that they ended up in the city. That was completely on Jude. And I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up blaming her now. Like, I'm not surprised if, like, the first thing that happens in the next section is that he starts blaming Philia for all that has happened here. Even though it was him that navigated them into the city and not her. Princess Madeline, he's getting more attached despite himself. Oh, absolutely. Mary, also, I expected Jude to be an anti-hero type, but I did not expect him to be this cavalier with murder. Like, calm down, my guy. Yep. Amethyst Leslie screwed up a perfectly good robot girl. Look at her. She's got anxiety. Yeah. So, yeah, that's something I find that is going to be interesting, like, seeing how Jude, like, deals with the fallout. What I also find interesting is just, like, Philia's unwavering belief in people. Like, she knows that these people were hurting her, and yet she still is like, no, don't kill them. There's, like, she is a child, but at the same time, but go away. At the same, she's a child, but there's something, like, so unfaltering in her belief that people are fundamentally good. And, like, yes, Jude has said before that this might have been programmed into her, which it probably was. But I can see that, I'm sure there would be people who would legit be like this in real life. It is interesting, and, like, it is, again, this contrast between Jude and Philia. Like, Jude as the human, who is very robotic and unfeeling about the hurting of, like, people he doesn't directly consider in his in-group. While, on the other hand, we have Philia as the machine who cares a lot about everything and everyone. Maddie in the chat, I mean, I can relate to the mindset. I don't think people are bad. Amethyst Leslie, probably terrible timing by the bots considering what Philia was gonna go through if she wasn't rescued. Yeah. Oh god, yeah. So, continuing on. Yeah, the other thing is also, like, how this tribe was portrayed. Because, as we've said, like, it's been confirmed by the languages used. By the people all around. That definitely, these are not the people here are not a different ethnicity from Jude. They are the same ethnicity as him. So this is, like, Jude acts towards these people as a racist would act towards people of another ethnicity. But it's not an ethnicity thing. It's just he considers their culture inferior to his culture. And, like, we definitely, keeping slavery is not good, guys. Hot take, very hot take for me. Slavery, especially this kind of slavery, not good. We do not like that. But, like, it's not just that he, like, looks down on. He looks down on everything they do. He calls their wall that they build up, their barricade, primitive, even though he can't get through it without making a mess. It's primitive, but at the same time, Jude is like, yeah, but I can't get through that. It's kind of hard to get through that. It works! Then why is it primitive? Explain yourself, Jude, you chauvinist. Madeline in the chat, yeah, honestly, the thing that really gets me is how the tribal people were portrayed. Like, was it really making them was it really necessary making them slave-keeping savages? Come on, right, I have some class. I mean, I don't know how to feel about that, because yes, it is definitely a stereotype. It is a stereotype. But on the other hand, they are the same ethnicity as Jude, so this isn't racism. It is a form of xenophobia, but I don't know. I think that there is an intent here, you know? I think the intent is just to show that this has nothing to do with people being born as something. I think that the point is to show that the what you consider normal and what you consider civilized is all up to how you were brought up and how you were raised. I mean, a lot of what Jude does would not be considered civilized here to either. And oh god, my mic is spiking. I'm putting it a little quieter now. My mic is spiking so much it bothers me. What Jude does would not be considered civilized here either in our society. I just want to point that out. So there's like just a divide here. And Mrs. Leslie, we've seen a little bit of classism from Jude before. I think this is just more of that. Oh yes, absolutely. But yeah, of course, it is also awful that these people are they're kidnapping women. They are burning them to maintain their own genetic diversity. But the thing is, and I have to point that out, you might think that this is like a stereotype only levied at like tribal people, but you know, the Arbor of the seven women. Do you know the story of the 7 women? Have you guys heard of that? This is a Roman myth. A Roman myth, and the Romans were proud of this myth. The Romans considered this myth part of their founding mythology. They saw nothing wrong with it. Roman society is like seen as like the building blocks of Western society. It's like seen as the base of Western society. And the Arbor of the Sabine women is a story about how the Romans tricked a neighboring state into into like letting their guard down so they can kidnap all of their women in order to keep them as prisoners at their own city and foster their own genetic diversity with them. This is an actual part of Roman mythology. And I mean, that's not even getting into Greek mythology and everything that Zeus has gone up to. So, I don't think this is just a matter of tribal people bad. I think this is just a matter of when you don't live in a safe society where you are safe enough to think about moral issues the way that we do, you eventually will resort to these things. Mary in the chat, oh yeah, I remember that from history class, yeah. The Romans considered that good too. It's, you have to imagine that like these people who are living in this closed city, they don't know they don't know anymore how to operate anything that is in these cities. They have to make do with what they have. They don't have the genetic diversity, and they've probably seen that if they just keep inbreeding, everybody dies. So they had to learn, yes, every few years we need to kidnap a woman, else we're all going to go to die. And that's why they're treating it as a religious ceremony, because it is something sacred for them, because it keeps them from all dying. Mary in the chat, yeah, ancient Greece and Rome was remarkably chill about kidnapping women and as a dating method. Yeah. So Yeah, of course, like, the coding used in the writing is very much tribal. But on the other hand, we also have to remember that the narrator is Jude, and Jude is a prick. We have already established that Jude is a prick. So, of course, how he describes these people is colored by how he perceives them. I'd imagine that if our narrator was Philia, that a lot of the descriptions we got of them as wild and savage and primal and primitive would not have been that way. Philia would have described them very differently. And I think we need to keep that in mind as we're reading. Then again, Philia, on the other hand, Philia also seemed like convinced that the girl would be better off with them. So that's another thing. Like, Philia, I mean, they are all not white. All of these people in this, they have, somebody else in the course has, like, used the maps that are shown throughout the chapters and, like, the area, like the location coordinates to show that we are in Vietnam. We are in Vietnam. This is all set in Vietnam. So all these people are Asian. So, but I'm getting some white savior vibes from Philia. She's not white. She, like the AE type androids, we already heard that they are supposed to look exactly as the ethnicity that surrounds them. So Philia is Asian. They are, like, from her looks here, all of them are Asian. But I'm still getting some white savior type vibes from Philia when she's like, it's safe with us, come with us, to the little girl. Amethyst Leslie Chu's rubbing off on Philia, yeah. Princess Madeline, to be fair, Philia is a child. That is true, yes. Yeah, absolutely. So, oh yeah, and we should also not forget about how Jude actually shows some, calls his method of, like, exploding the architecture around them extreme, but has no such reservation about gunning down people. You know, I'm really starting to understand why his old friend in his flashbacks considered him cruel. Because, I think if he cares less about having to gun down the tribesfolk that are just trying to survive, if he cares less about that than about destroying the city, you are kind of, that your priorities are kind of screwed, dude. Yeah. Anything I have forgotten to mention, guys? Go ahead and tell me. I am finishing my coffee. Amethyst Leslie got nothing. Princess Madeline. Oh, the other thing that happened in this reading session was how the subtext became text. Oh yeah. Jude outright stating that he was acting like a security machine while Philia was acting extremely human. That is true. It's interesting how they put it so blatantly into the text at this point. I found that interesting too, yes. Mary, I can't really think of anything at the moment. Fair. Yeah, Maddie, that was a good thing to bring up again. Mary, the most important bit is that Jude is a bit too okay with murder, but we already talked about that. Like, I think I actually burst out laughing when it literally just said headshot in katakana. I was like, is this Call of Duty? But yeah, I think that takes care of that for today. We've been streaming for exactly 2 hours. And I think we've done a good thing. I think I will stop here. Tomorrow I'll stream a little Splatoon at night when I have time. I hope you guys are up for that. I might not have time, but if I do have time, I will Sploon. Does that sound good for you guys? Ah, I finished my coffee. That's nice. Sounds good. Nice. Thank you for the stream. Have a good evening. You guys have a good evening too. Looking forward to next week. Let's see how that goes. In the meantime, I'll try to actually do some more assignments. I hope I'll have the time for that. I want to do more because I do like this. I do like this book a lot. I do like this visual novel a lot. I'm glad that I decided to take this course. This is really fun. Okay. See you guys then. Oh, one last note. The music is badass. It goes so hard. I need the soundtrack. See you guys. Bye.